Welcome back, guys. It's Manny here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today, I'm going to go over the knives that are always in my pockets. It's a kind of a small rotation of knives. Sometimes it's a pairing of knives. It's a lot of different things. But there's these 4 core knives that I'm always using. So we're going to dive into them, show you some of the features of them, and talk a little bit about price point. Not too heavily, but yeah. So let's get into it. We'll get started. All right, the first knife I want to tell you about is the one that I've owned the longest. Right now, it's not in my pocket all the time because I've had a little love affair with it, but no big deal. That would be this guy right here, the Benchmade Freak, and this is the original one. It happens to be a first production. It's kind of why I love it. It's my first production knife. Got this right out when it came out a couple years ago. It's got the rubberized, like, tool handle feeling. I like it. It served me well. I did change it out. I put when the newer Griptilians came out, I put one of their deep carry pocket clips on it. So it's really cool about that. Easy mod, just swap the pocket clip because I wanted it a little more deep in the pocket. But Benchmade's awesome. Axis lock, I just oiled it, so it's a little sticky at the moment. But yeah, awesome blade. Say it's S30V. This one happens to be. Let's see if come on, zoom. Okay, it's not gonna do it. But 360 out of 1,000. I'm sorry, 860 out of 1,000. So it's a really cool knife. I like it. It was in my pocket for a long time without getting swapped out with anything. Then I want to say maybe 6 to 8 months ago, I got this knife, and this is the Cobra Tech OTF knife. It's the mid-sized aluminum handle scales, not steel. So they're lighter weight. Very nice. You kind of get what you pay for. This was, I want to say this one was about, $110. So a nice entry level OTF. I did have to, one thing I'm gonna say about this, I like to fidget with it, and I would not recommend fidgeting with it like it's a Microtech, because I've already had to send this back once for a spring breaking on the end of the coil, because actually you can take these apart with the tools they give you, so it doesn't void your warranty at all. So I had to send it back once. By the time I sent it back, it only took about 2-3 week turnaround just to get the spring fixed. So not really a long time on the warranty end. So the guys were really cool there. They did sharpen it for me, surprisingly. I mean, I don't know if they're going to sharpen everybody's knife if it gets sent back, but no problem there. This is a D2 tool steel blade, drop point. It's very nice, satin finish. But yeah, it's in this gray color, but it's more of an OD gray, which I really like because I wanted OD green, but they didn't have it, so I wanted this gray, and I'm like, yeah, that'll work. So it's more of a gray-green, or a green-gray, but it's still an awesome knife. For the price point, let's say the Freak, when I first got this thing, I want to say it was like $140. There's the new models that have the, I want to say G10s and handle scales, which I was thinking about getting, but I didn't really care. So yeah, this one, I would say about $140 on this one. $110 on the Cobra Tech OTF, which then we're going to bring it to the most price knife on this grouping of knives, is my Scallywag Privateer in anodized gray. This knife is a workhorse. This thing's like been in my pocket since I got it around before Christmas, because they had a hell of a deal right before Christmas. This was like $99 plus I used Steve Fisher's code for Scallywag to get it even cheaper. I couldn't complain at all. This knife is robust. It's a little heftier than the other knives that have been in my pocket, but this thing's awesome. It's a flipper design, D2 tool steel as well, but it's black coated. As you can see, I kind of use it a lot on cardboard, so the tip's kind of heated up and been worn off the finish. No big deal. This thing is a tank. I cut through like Gaylords at work with this thing. I cut through the seams, and she does pretty good. A little bit of wear, no big deal, but this knife is kind of awesome. It's wearing very well, which I like. It's worn very well. Pocket clip is flippable from that side to that side, but it's only a tip up carry, which is nice. A very nice one. So I can't complain about this blade at all. I love it. But with any of these three knives that I've shown you already, they have an accompaniment with this. My Victorinox A-Lox, I would say this is the Pioneer, because it's not for the blade, not to have a beater blade or anything. It's an okay, lockback designed blade. It's just cheap stainless blade. I carry it solely for the purpose of having a flat head pry bar, because at work I'm always having to freaking open a container, like a drum or a container or something. I don't have any other tool with me, so I have this in my pocket to use as a pry tool. It's pretty much the only reason I have it in my pocket. But I put this little lanyard on it to get it easier out of the pocket. Cheap little mod. But yeah, so that's that. I would say I paid $40 for this. I can't remember exactly. We used to have a local knife shop in town who sold Spyderco, ZTs, Victorinox. He had a bunch of different lines. But I bought that from him a while back, so I was really happy I finally was able to really use this, and it's worn very nicely. It looks kind of beat up, but it rides in the pocket every day, and it's a nice piece to have in my pocket lately. So I've been having the Victorinox and the Scallywag Privateer in my pocket all the time, so can't complain about those knives at all. Love them to death, along with my Benchmade Freak and the Cobra-Tech OTF. So I can't complain about any of my knives at this moment. I will say, when you're buying a knife, do some research. You can't complain. Do your research, get informed about what you're looking at. Don't just buy the new hotness because somebody bought it or they've got it. Do it in, like Nothing Fancy always said, there's a second cool factor to some of these things. Like, besides it's an awesome tool, I mean, just something that speaks to you about it. I mean, I like that this knife's a little bit heavier than most that I have because it's hefty, and I know I don't have to worry about fucking this thing up. It's gonna be fine. So I use my knives usually using cardboard, cutting at work, or zip ties, or paper, or whatever. So I will sharpen these every once in a while. I usually hit them up on the leather strop about once a month, just because I don't like to sharpen very often. So I'll hit them with the leather strop or the ceramic rod, and they'll be freaking cutting hair off my arm if I needed it to. So can't complain about any of these. So alright guys, that's an overview of what I usually carry in my pockets with my knife choice, the rotation that I go through. So till next time guys, be safe. I usually say get out and do the things, but we really can't since we're in lockdown. But anyway, see you next time guys, be safe, and we'll see you on the next one.